Hi. So nice to meet you. Um, how are you feeling right now?
Oh my God. I I feel like I'm in a little bit of a dream state mixed with like the logistics of my life with four kids and, a lot in front of me, but like so excited and like so it feels like such a celebratory moment.
I love when you say that with the four kids because I don't even have any kids and I'm doing nothing like you're doing and I can't even cope right now. So I don't know how you're doing the album, the tour and all of it. And I think it's such an amazing example and I feel like it's very much on your terms at this point too. It's sort of like, okay, I'm ready for it now. I'm ready for this to begin. Is it is it a totally different experience obviously with the kids this time around, but how are you feeling sort of juggling it all really?
Some days I feel like it's a breeze and I got like a great night's sleep and I can rock. And then there's other days where I'm like, I am an absolute zombie. I don't know how I can handle what's in front of me. It's just, there's so much, I forget honestly how much goes behind it, and like not having done this for 20 years really, putting on a show and building out a tour and all of the back story stuff is like so much. And now there's like social media and every one of those outlets and content and this and that. Like it's wild, but I have an amazing team and everybody like I feel like for the first time ever I'm just like obsessed with my team and everybody like has the same vision and goal and knows how much like my family means to me and if that gets taken away like everything shuts down. So like people are just like playing Tetris with how to make everything work, and it's not all on my shoulders.
Good.
That must feel so good. I saw when the album dropped, I saw like a credits list of the people behind the scenes that are helping you bring this project to life, down to the nitty gritty stuff like digital marketing and marketing people. And it was amazing. It was really cool to see all those people be celebrated. Coming into it in 2026 and releasing a record, as you alluded to, there is this whole other element of getting a record out there and letting people know that it is out there. Does it excite you or does it kind of terrify you having to add this whole other element of social media on top of what you would have to do to put an album out 10 years ago?
I think before I was like in it and I knew what it looked like, it terrified me. I'm a sensy girl. Like I'm a normal like bird. Like I love my life, my privacy. I like to drive my car and take my kid and be live in my life. You know what I mean? Like, and so I'm like, okay, even just thinking about a more like forward facing career again, with music and there's really no other way to be or have it, is was like really scary to me. But um it's felt like almost like making a cake, and so it's not just like, oh, it was like here and it arrived. It was like, okay, we're doing this. Now we're gonna add this with this. Now we're gonna add, it's just like building the tour. Like I couldn't comprehend it thinking about like the initial outcome. But when I started like my vocal rehearsals again and I hired a stylist and started working with my band. It was like all these things started to like come together slowly, which was like much more digestible. And I think that's how I have to think about the whole thing. But my label has been an incredible partner and taken so much of that off my shoulders. And, we're just chugging
Yeah.
along.
And that's all you can do, Now, on the album, so my first listen, you and I are of a similar vintage, Hilary. So I was a big Blink 182 girl in my time. And I was sitting there with my coffee and I was having a sip and I hear this, and I was like, what? What's happening here? What's happening here? And growing up has become my hyperfixation song for the last, I don't even know, the last week. Like I have had that song on repeat. It feels something. I get montages of every friend I've ever had in my life. Those people.
Yes.
Yes, it's like the best. What was, I mean, that using the Blink song, damn it, behind that, what was the thought going into that?
Oh my God. Honestly, that is like the record song soundtrack of my teenhood, like getting my driver's license. That song is like, that was my freedom. That was my first time being like, I'm in my car and I'm by myself and I'm picking up friends and we're going. Like your first start to like getting out in the world as a like kind of independent, like dipping your toe in, right? And so It's just been a huge, Blink has been a huge, soundtrack of my life. That particular song, Matt had this brilliant freaking idea. And I was like, I think I did what you did, where I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, and then how do you do that? Is it a sample? Is it an infringement? Are they going to sue me? How do we get them to say yes? Like, I just, I didn't know. And, and then obviously the song is so meaningful to me because it's just about my best friend, and it really feels like a love letter to your best friend. You know what I mean? The person who's your first call, your ride or die, and but to have that attached to it was super, super cool. I wish I could say it was my idea, because the songs, meant so much to me my whole life, but it was actually a Matt Brain special. And it hits me too every time. Getting to send that to my best friend after I was done with it was,
heaven.
The best.
Your brains together make so much sense, though. And obviously it's from a life perspective as well. But it's just been beautiful to watch you two build this kind of sonic world on this album as well. And I think that was the thing going into it. It's so cohesive and it sounds so in its own world. You've created this whole space for it. In a really nerdy question, how did you decide that was kind of the sonic world that you wanted this album to land in? This kind of luscious, poppy, but it's got this kind of folky element to it as well. How did you decide that was the world you wanted this to all sit in?
This is weird because it wasn't totally inspired by, but I remember listening to Harry's House and being like, this is cool, because even though there was a big hit, maybe two on that record, it didn't feel like he was like swinging for a hit.
Yes.
It felt like something I could put on while I was like cooking dinner, or my guests had arrived for dinner and we're chilling and there's no skips and it's like on in the background, but you're moving to it and it's just like cool. And I was like, I really want that. I want this to be my story of the past like 10, 15 years. And I want it to sound like Hilary Duff, but I want it to sound like dream, like escape pop. And Matt was like, got it. Like his brain is just, you know what I mean? He is the ultimate partner and just my ultimate guy who was like, let's talk about what you want to talk about. Let's say all the things you want to say. Let's, build this for you and only you. And when you think it's fucking cool, so I don't know if I can say that.
No, you're fine. You're all good.
It's going to be cool. You know what I mean? And the people that mess with you are going to mess with it. And that's the only people we need to make this for. Because I think, thinking about getting into music, I had so much to compare it to. I had so much success to compare it to. It felt impossible to measure up. And that was like a huge, scary thing, to make a record all these years later. He was like, it doesn't matter. Let's make something cool. And so, it was born. And then obviously I can't talk sonically like he can, but he speaks my language.
Yeah. You know what you need it to feel like. You know what you need it to feel like. He can make it sound like that. And that's where a perfect artist and producer relationship happens. And it just so happens that it also works from a personal perspective as well. It's perfect.
Yeah. I'm more pop leaning and more like mainstream girly. And he's like more indie, gonna do this deep dive on this one sound and be really like nerdy about it.
Yeah.
And like the mix really helped like achieve what became.
Now onto the tour, Hilary. There are two people in the last few weeks in this country that have melted down ticket selling websites. One of them is Zara Larsson and the other is obviously yourself. What I love the most about this is it is two women in a stage of their career where, people might be like, oh, well, they're going to slow down. Nah, not Hilary and Zara. You guys, it has made me so happy to just see this reaction. I mean, the tickets are gone. They're gone.
Like that.
It's crazy. Did you expect this?
No. What? No. No. I was like, this is all too big. Like, we need to play it safe. I just want people to be there. Like, I want the room to be full. Like, let's go small. Everyone was like, no. And I'm like, really just couldn't, I really can't grasp. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. And it's like the internet is such a funny place to see all of these TikToks of like people going crazy trying to get tickets. I'm like brokenhearted for you and I feel the annoyance, but I also am like feeling the love on such a big level that, I never thought that I was going to get to have this, this chance.
Well, we are just so excited about this.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for such a beautiful album. It was such a joyous and kind of gentle listen on Saturday morning when it first came out.
Yeah.
And it's been lovely to sit with it for a week or so. Thank you so much for your time today. We really, we adore you.
Yeah.
I could hang all day. You guys are super fun. Thank you so much for being
love that, but unfortunately there's time constraints.
Apparently you got to talk to other people. I think it's terrible.